Hi guys, and welcome back to Creative Pet Keeping. I'm going to show you my aquascape that is in progress over here, and if you hear him meowing, that's Mookie because he's bored. He's walking around the house just meowing at me. So this is my Copper Metallic male that is in a 5.5 gallon with a custom-made filter, and I have added some more driftwood for my other tanks, as well as some jungle val here in this corner. And then I have some jungle val in this corner. And I did a pretty large water change, and that is why I didn't clean my filter. But I will clean it next week. And as I said before, I have this basic LED light with 6 white LEDs, and there's 3 blue. It's not the best light, and I guess I could sometimes move the position around if I want to light up the back or the middle or the front, but I've been having it mostly towards the front because it looks a bit nicer that way. So at the top I just moved it, but I have some aquatic lettuce, water lettuce, whatever you call it. Those are the bigger ones. The little ones are duckweed, and I don't know what the little middle-sized ones are, but that is my aquatic floating plants. The nice thing about them is they have these nice roots that extend down, and they really are really good. Even these guys have quite big roots, and they're really lovely at absorbing extra excess nutrients. Hello there. He's so cute. So this guy is doing really well in his tank. There's his Betta bowl inside his tank, which I think is funny. I am considering taking some of the moss balls, and this one I need to take off because there's a little bit of rotting over here, but I'm considering taking the moss balls and gluing them to the top. I do have some Anubis Nana tied up over here at the top, but I'm considering tying it up, and I want to make it look kind of like a tree because I have this Japanese theme going on, and Japanese gardens tend to have these like specifically cut up trees. I can kind of try to emanate that. I am hoping to get a wall of jungle val on this side, and then I'm starting to put some jungle val here. Ideally, if I could get a wall of jungle val and then the wall in the back, that would look really cool, or at least on one side, but I don't know how that will do with this light because this isn't particularly the strongest light in the world. It is good for a low light setup, which I have here. A lot of these plants don't need strong light, and especially aquarium moss, those moss balls, which by the way aren't as pretty and round because I took 2 large moss balls a while ago and then I ripped them apart so they could be more, and then they've been growing out quite well. But they don't need a whole lot of light, and actually they don't like a lot of light, so you don't want anything too strong. I do have the water level down a little bit, which gives it's a bit of a gap between the light, so that way the light can spread out a bit more. I noticed if I have the water level higher, it's focused more in like one spot, and like one plant will get the most light and not the other one, so I lowered it a bit, which is also good for the male. You don't want water to be too high at the top because males or female bettas can jump. They're jumpers. You could also have a lid on here, but at the moment I don't have an aquarium lid on here. But I wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on. Thanks for that, Mookie. Yeah, he just came in here, meowed at me, and walked out. He's such a butt. So I did get some more, do I have it around here actually? Yes, I do. Well, let me reach it. I did get some more of, aquarium mesh, not aquarium mesh, canvas mesh. This is 5 pieces. So if I want to, I can make a new divider, a double divider, or add to the clear acrylic divider that I got, the large one that I'm using at the moment for Master Ball. I could technically glue this on top of it, so it'll kind of block off the males from seeing each other as well, but the other one, because it's acrylic, it's more sturdy, so attaching both might actually work quite well. I don't know yet, and I don't know how cleaning it would be an issue or not, so I don't know. At the moment I'm kind of happy having this be a tank for a single Betta because it is 5.5 gallons. It's not the biggest, It would be okay as a split tank. I've had it before, and if I did, the only male I would have in here with the silver male, which by the way is still unnamed. I still have not found a magical enough name. Now the females have already gotten their names. If you are curious what their names are, if you go back to the video where I asked you guys to vote, if you look at the poll, pretty much the names that are the most popular right now are what the names that I'm going to be sticking with. So you can go back and check that out. But I have not thought of a cool enough name for this guy. So you guys can keep giving me suggestions. I haven't figured it out. But with Master Ball, I could technically put a divider straight in the middle here and have him on the other side because he's not too highly aggressive. This guy is not too highly. They're like medium aggressive, I would say. So I could keep them together in here. Or I could keep Master Ball in the 10-gallon where he's also divided and his neighbor is Mr. Bubbles. We'll see. I don't know. I'm always switching things around. Things are never the same for too long. Because I keep the water quality pretty much almost identical in all my tanks. At least that's what I strive to do. Moving fish around is never a problem because it's not a huge change for them. But that being said, at the moment this is what works. I did move some of the rocks that were in this corner, move this plant over because he does like to look at the females in the other tank. But while aggressive, they do get lonely and they like to be able to see other fish. They don't always want to be right next to another betta. Sometimes it becomes too much or too annoying for them. It depends on the individual betta. But I've also noticed that when they don't see other fish, they do tend to get a bit depressed, and it does affect their coloration a little bit. So even having a tank next to another community tank where they can look at other fish is really nice. But I wanted to give you guys an update and everything, so that's kind of what's going on in my 5.5 gallon. On Monday, I'm going to have a special giveaway contest, so be sure to look forward to that. And there are vlogs on my vlog channel that has now been renamed to Creative Pet Vlogs, so if you want to look at my fishies, I am starting to film them on there too. At the moment, I think I might be doing one video a week on the vlogging channel. As that channel grows, as more people subscribe, I will be doing more videos on there as well. So if you want more videos on the vlogging channel, get your friends to subscribe so we can grow everything. And yeah, that's it. What else can I update you guys with? Yeah, there's gonna be a giveaway. There's gonna be a pet food review coming out very soon that I have planned for this channel, and I might be selling my pufferfish, possibly, because I've come to the conclusion that they might not be a good fit for this tank. My 20-gallon, by the way, which looks kind of crappy since I only have the blue purplish light in here. It's not that great. So I am going to be selling those, I believe. And I also might be updating my lighting setup on here. So that's why I'm not really filming this tank, because it's frustrating me because it looks so purplish and bluish. I might either get a new LED lighting fixture, or to add to this one, so there's two LEDs, but one is more white light, so it balances out the color. Or I might be going back to using T5 aquarium lighting, kind of like I do in the 10-gallon tank. Actually, let me show you. This is my simple 10-gallon tank, where kind of holding tank, where I'm growing out plants and breeding guppies. So nothing, there's no fancy aquascape or anything here. I took out the driftwood that was in here that was with not Demon Betta. I'm getting confused with all my Betta names. With Master Ball, and because he ripped one of his fins on it, he got stuck, and he ripped it. So before he rips anything else, I took it out, and now he'll be fine. He'll grow back. Mr. Bubbles is super happy. But this is a T5 aquarium light with a just basic fixture that, you know, I got from Home Depot, and then I used some tin foil to make sure that the light stays here, since I don't have it actually propped up the right way, so it's facing downwards. This is just like a DIY cheap solution. But as you can see, my plants are so green. They love it. They're doing so well with this light. And I used to have this in all my tanks, but Mookie knocked over one of these T5 lights. Now, I believe the color temperature is 6,500. They're daylight lights. But if you look at my oldest videos, there is a video where you see my 20 gallon tall tank. I had this same exact light. And I used to have beautiful jungle val in the back. Like, that tank was glorious. It was magical and amazing, and everything was perfect, and unicorns and rainbows and whatever. And then Mookie knocked it over, and that electrocuted the tank, and just everything went wrong. Even though I had this, but there was this. The problem with these aquarium glass is, depending on the tank, like with this one, if I put it straight, it'll cover pretty much the entire width of the tank. But with the 20 gallon, there was an extra gap, so there was just enough room. If you push over the light, and this wasn't at an angle like here it was straight out on the tank, so if you push it in, it'll just plop, it'll fall right in. And that is what it did. And electrocuted, everything went wrong. All my plants just, oh my gosh, went to crap. So after that, I got an LED light, because LEDs have nice little hooks on the side, so they're more secure. And you can't knock it over as well, but this you can. So, and Mookie doesn't jump up on this tank. He tries to jump up on the other tank. So I ditched the T5s and I went for LED for the other two tanks, and it was kind of working. I had two different LEDs in the 20 gallon. I had the one that's on the 5.5 plus the one that's there now, and together combined they were like, okay, but it wasn't as good as, you can have it here. Everything is growing so nice and lovely here without a problem. So I'm really debating. I asked on a few aquarium plant Facebook groups for some advice, so I'm going to see what other pros have to say, what I should do. You guys feel free to comment as well in the comments. Let me know what I should do with the lighting. I don't know yet. I like this because even though this does get warm and it does heat up the tank a little bit, it's kind of old school, but it just works so well. And then, every few months you replace the bulb, so to make sure that the color temperature is still the same. Everything is nice. Like, look, I have no CO2 in this tank, and everything is so green. Even the beautiful algae on my glass is super green. And everything is just amazing and doing just well. And I don't really maintain this tank much, but I work hard to maintain the other two tanks, and they're not doing so well. That's the important thing. If you have a lot of plants in your tank, they will do half the work for you, keeping a tank clean. So that is kind of my update. Just wanted to let you guys know things are changing. That's also why many of you guys have been asking what kind of lighting I have in my other tanks, and I have not answered that question for you guys because I don't really want to recommend those lights in the other tank. I recommend this, but I don't recommend the other lights yet until I find maybe a better LED. And I guess part of the problem is I got one of the cheaper. Both my lights in the other two tanks are cheap because I didn't really have a big budget to get a really good LED setup, so that's part of the problem. I mean, maybe I could make my own lighting, my own LED lighting. That would be great. But I'm not as tech savvy. Maybe Daniel can help me. Daniel is more tech savvy than I am, and he knows how to solder things and put things together, so maybe he can do that. But yeah, that was a really long ramble, but I wanted to give you guys an update, tell you all my pros and cons of things. If you want to see more of my fish, I have some clips on my vlog channel, Creative Pet Vlogs. I've been filming my tanks as well, so you can check things out. I put out a video from last week, so it's kind of a week in the past, but if you want to see some more extra clips, that is the place to go. So I hope you guys have an awesome day and enjoyed your update. And they're trying to have some sexy times over here. That's a female, and he's like, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey. Okay, before I get any weirder, bye guys.